Well, hello guys, and welcome to my March wrap-up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, the month of March, I started with a graphic novel. And, you know, the way you started, the way you continued, I read mostly graphic novels. I read a lot of them this month. So, I read 15 books, including the graphic novels, and I read a total of 6 books. Well, actually, I didn't read the last one, but I'll tell you about it later. The first graphic novel I read was Saga Volume 1, and I enjoyed it, guys, really much. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because it had me, but I didn't love the first volume. I don't know why, but it gets better because after that I read the second volume and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think I told about Saga already. It's a graphic novel about this couple. They are from different species and they are in war. So they fell in love, they had a baby, and now they're refugees. After the second volume, I read the second book in the oh, it's kind of hard to translate. It's a Russian book, Russian fantasy by Olga Gromyko. So I read the second book. I liked it. I enjoyed it overall, but I wasn't blown away, and I was kind of disappointed. So I gave it 3.54 stars or something like that. Didn't really love it. Unfortunately, I wanted to, but I didn't. After that, I picked up Saga Volume 3. I loved it again and again. It was amazing. Now I have Volume 4, but I don't want to read it because I know that I will have to wait till Volume 5, so I kind of put it down for a while. After that, I read an actual physical copy of the book I have, and that was The Witcher. I have the Russian translation here. Unfortunately, maybe not. It doesn't really matter because the author itself is not Russian, it's not English, so it doesn't really matter. So the first book is called The Last Wish. I think it's translated that way. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a while. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It's about this man. You can actually see him on the cover. He's the Witcher. He's very strong, he's quite smart, and he's good with a sword. And people can hire him to kill different creatures. The first book is written in 7 different stories. Yes, in 7 different stories. It's very interesting. I loved it and I highly recommend the series. I'm going to continue with it. I read only 2 of them right now, but I have more, so I'm gonna be reading it. So after The Witcher, I picked up another graphic novel, and that was Lock and Key by Joe Hill. Guys, that was good. That was real good. I mean, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, and the art style is quite different from what you usually see in graphic novels, so you actually have to get used to it, but once you do, you start loving it, and it's just amazing. So the story is about this family. Their father was murdered. It's right in the beginning, so it's not really a spoiler. And they move into a big mansion. This mansion has a lot of keys hidden in it, and these keys are highly important, and it kind of goes from there. So you really should read it. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling anything because it's quite hard, but it's an interesting graphic novel. I think I gave the first volume 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Just after that, I picked up the second book in the Witcher series. It's called The Sword of Destiny. I loved it even more. I loved it even more, guys. I was kind of even emotional about this book. Like, I think the last 100 pages or so, I was constantly worrying and smiling and like getting teary eyes and all that stuff. It's not that it's highly emotional. Um, I know the characters a little bit, not from the book, but I've just heard about it a lot, so I know them. And once they appeared, I was really, really happy that they have. So I'm obviously not going to tell you what this book is about because it's the second book in the installment, but the second book is written in six different stories, all about the Witcher Harold. His name is Harold. Um, and about his adventures. It's very, very interesting. Now, I know the first two books are written in different stories, but the continuation, which is five more books, is written in a whole novel. So it's like just a novel after novel after novel. So that's that. Just the first two books kind of introduce Harold to us and us to him, maybe, and they let you get used to him and get to know him better, get to know his past and all that stuff, and then it actually dives into the story. Guess what I picked up? Yeah, you guessed it. It was Lock and Key Volume 2. Yeah, I told you it was a lot of graphic novels this month. So I actually enjoyed it even more. I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was even better. The character development, the story development, I loved it. And it's like, it's weird and you can't really make any sense of some parts, but then you read on and then you do, and it's grasping and it's very, very interesting. I enjoy this graphic novel series a lot. After that, I picked up Paper Towns by John Green, obviously, yes. I was reading it for quite a while because my mom came for my birthday, which was like it was a big surprise. I just didn't expect her. I live in a different city. But yeah, I was reading it for quite a while because of that. But I really ended up enjoying this book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. It might be my favorite book of John Green's, might not be. I was kind of disappointed by the ending. I mean, it was pretty logical, and it was quite good. But I just wanted more, I guess. But I never hoped for more, because, well, I kind of guessed what would happen. But still, it was, yeah, it didn't please my heart. But it sounds like the book is awful. No, the book is really good. I actually laughed a few times, laughed out loud, and it was good. It was real good and interesting. I loved the character, the main character. It kind of reminded me of Looking for Alaska because the types of the main characters were kind of similar, you know, the vanishing girl and this logical boy. It's just, yeah, they were kind of similar, but still, I think I loved it even more than Looking for Alaska, I think. I might actually watch the movie. I don't know yet. It's not completely following the book precisely, and I love, you know, this, like, when movies are as good as a book, and they just follow the book, but obviously it can't happen, so I still might watch it, yeah. So after John Green, I picked up another graphic novel slash comic book because it's by Marvel, and it's the first volume in a series, Deadpool Team Up. The first is called Good Buddies. I love Deadpool. He's my favorite superhero. He's not really a hero, but he's good. I love him. He's so funny and mad and crazy. Maybe that's why I love him. And if you don't know him, he's insane. And he has these two little boxes in his head, a white box and a yellow one, and they kind of talk to him. Yeah, he's weird, but I loved it really much. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I'm not sure, maybe 4.5 stars, but I really enjoyed it. It contains, I think, 5 chapters, so it doesn't really matter. He teams up with different heroes and characters, and the collaboration is shown. It's really good. I love Deadpool, and I want to find the next volumes, but I don't have them in my city. I might actually order them. I don't know yet, but yeah, I loved it. This was a lot of fun. After Deadpool, I finally went and bought a Russian graphic novel. It's called Major Thunder, if I'm translating it correctly. I don't know. It's set in St. Petersburg, which is nice because this is the city I live in. And it's about this policeman. He's kind of a policeman, detective, whatever. He's a major. And he's investigating in a series of murders performed by the man who wears this mask. You can probably see it. I think it's called Plague Doctor, or I don't know how it's called in English. But you know those doctors, they wear this mask during the plague in mid-ages? So yeah, he's wearing that one. And he says that he's doing justice and all that, you know, those crazy psychos. But yeah, he's investigating into this man committing these crimes. And it's like, the art is amazing. I might show it to you as well, why not? I love the artwork. I don't know, just I enjoy it very much. It's actually drawn by different illustrators because as far as you can see the covers are kind of different, because the cover of the second volume is drawn by one of my favorite Russian illustrators, Anastasia Kim. She has a nickname Fops. I really enjoy her art style, I just love it. And when she drew this man who's the plague doctor, as I said, I just drooled over him. I couldn't hold myself together because he was so amazing. And I just loved it overall. So these two volumes are dedicated to him, and the continuation is going to be a totally different arc. So I'm looking forward to reading it. I actually have it on me, it's right there on my shelf. It came out just recently, so I assume the next volume is going to be out later, like in a couple of months maybe, and I won't be able to wait that much to know the continuation. So I'm probably gonna wait for a while and maybe read it in April or maybe even in May. I don't know how much I can hold myself together. After that, I picked up one of Agatha Christie books, and it's called The Murder at Vicarage, and it's the first Miss Marple's case, like her first case. I enjoyed it overall. I expected there to be more Miss Marple in this book than she actually was in. Like, of course she solved the murder as she usually does, but it was in the last 60 pages or so. It was shown in the book a couple of times before that, but overall it was the vicar who was solving the crime, not Miss Marple, actually. She just gave him hints, and then she just made the whole point, but still wasn't that much of her, so I gave it 3.5 stars on Goodreads or something like that. I enjoyed it. It was good to know her first case, but it wasn't the greatest book. Of course, the murder itself was real good. Again, I did not guess the murder. I just couldn't. I'm not that smart, okay? Agatha Christie is way more smart than I am, obviously. So yeah, I didn't guess it. And the book is really good. And on the last day of March, I picked up another graphic novel, and that was volume 3 of Lock and Key. Oh, I loved it so much. It's just more character development, obviously, and you get to see another characters, and I just love them all very much. And there was one moment I was like scrolling because it's on my laptop, and I was scrolling and I was like, oh yes, yes, oh it's so good. It was just drawn this very very nicely, and I just loved it. It's an amazing series. I'm going to continue it. I think I have 3 volumes more left. Um, and I'm suddenly going to read them sooner or later, probably in April, might even finish it in April. But I also want to get to other books I have, so to actually read more books than graphic novels, which happened otherwise this month. Yeah, that was all. That was my March wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you very much. Bye bye!